Welcome back to another video. It is Monday, August 12th. I am back in my office. And, you know, when you take 13 days off of work, you have 13 days worth of stuff waiting on you when you get back. But I was kind of eager to do this video today. Last Monday, if y'all caught it, I didn't get a chance to really do full passive income weekly update type video because I was out of town. So I did it from a hotel. Didn't really come out that well, but just didn't want y'all to think I disappeared. But it's been a live couple of days. Y'all know me, and sometimes I take things to heart too much, so it's going to be a live video. If y'all who have watched this for a while should have come to expect that from me. And you know, when people make snide comments at me, I'm coming out swinging. Y'all know that. I'm not going to be one of these kiss, you know what's that are going to go hard because I'm afraid I might lose a couple subscribers. Y'all know that's not me, and that's not why y'all watch me. But we'll get into that. But there's been several things going on with several different projects, and I'm eager to kind of get to all of them. And so if y'all like my rants, this might be the video for y'all. I haven't really had any serious ones lately in the last couple of videos, so we might catch up tonight. So let's go ahead and get started with this video. Well, since I did my last video in-house, we have to talk about first the Bitcoin market or the crypto market, whatever you want to call it, because it has been all over the place. And, you know, I try to tell people, first of all, I'm going to say nothing in this video is financial advice. Let me go ahead and get that out the way now. You know, I've always said, y'all don't come to me for all the TA type stuff. And not that I'm a TA expert and can tell between wedges and all this stupid stuff like that. But sometimes, because of the way I look at it a little bit different. You have to admit that there's sometimes I can see things, because I think sometimes people want to look at this technical analysis so much to be able to call it a certain way and figure out what pattern it is. Sometimes I think they forget about some of the basics, or just sometimes what it looks like right in front of them, and they just don't want to, you know, see it. So we've watched this pattern that has formed in crypto over the last couple of weeks, where we're seeing this rise and everybody gets excited, and then you see this dump and it goes into the 50s, and then it comes back up into the 60s, and everybody's excited again. The bull market's here. Then it dumps again to the 50s. The next thing you know, everybody's like, screw crypto. I don't want to do it crypto no more. The next thing you know, it's back up to the 60s, almost 70. And what happens again? Guess what? It goes down to 50 something again. And it's this same game. And we have been seeing this game for a while. We have been seeing this game since March. And I don't think people realize that. We have watched this game go on and on. You know, you look just at this Bitcoin chart right here. This Bitcoin chart starts when it comes straight up, when they start talking about ETFs and everything like that, and which is kind of really back in February, but it shoots up and it comes back down. And then, you know, it was at 73.5, somewhere around there, and it comes back down to this 60, and everybody's like, oh, it's never going to eat 60 again. We good. And it goes, you know, it goes back up to 70. And it just keeps doing the same pattern. And people who, like me, have been telling y'all, when it gets in this 50 range, that these alts are going down also, and we're buying the Solana at $120, $130. You know, we're buying the AVAX, we're buying some of these VETs, but also some Ethereum and Bitcoin because there's ETFs and stuff, and then it comes back up. Now, I ain't gonna sit and lie to you and tell you I'm taking profits or anything. Y'all know this channel. This channel is not about hodling long term. I'm planning on taking profits this bull cycle. I tell y'all all the time. Watching my Exodus wallet at the end of the last bull run to the bear market, when it lost 90% of its balance, I about puked all over the place. I'm not watching that this time. But newsflash, we have not started this bull market. I can't stand hearing people say this bull market, we in this, we in that. We ain't in nothing right now. You know, I'm not going to bring politics into this, but I still think, and there's I ain't gonna say a lot, but there's a good amount of people who are online saying the same thing I'm saying. None of this is changing until after the election. I ain't gonna sit there and talk about president, whether you're voting for Roseanne Barr, you're voting for RFK, you're voting for Trump, you're voting for Kamala Harris. I don't care what it is. Until that gets settled, none of this. It's the same thing with the stock markets. I don't care who you vote for. All I'm telling you is you have to face the facts of what has happened with the economy and the cost of living over the last 3 years with the people who are in office now. It costs way more for the cost of living now with groceries. If Kamala gets technically reelected because it's her team again, that is causing some issues with the stock market and investing because people are worried about what's going to happen if she gets reelected. Yeah, people who are completely ignoring that, who are going to vote for, whether it's RFK, Trump, Roseanne Barr, or anybody else in the third, fourth, fifth, or sixth party. I think these stocks and these cryptos are kind of waiting for that. And I hate to say we might go through this to November. Now you have some people saying, I'm watching some videos over the weekend who are saying this is going to keep this downward trend until November. You know, it peaked out here over the last, this is the 4-hour chart. When you look closer into these 4-hour charts, and in these 4-hour charts, you're seeing that this peaked out again, and is it coming down? Now, you got people who are watching online who know way more than me, who's saying they've seen this go down to, they see this going down to this 40 range again. I don't know. This 40 range was caused when Japan had one of the worst stock dives, and I forget how long they said, in a long time, years and years and years. To me, if that's only causing it to here, could this be a support level that we don't hit again? I don't know, you know, but personally, I mean, I could see us go, I could see us keep playing this game until November. I could see us hitting back up here to these 60 ranges, 68, 67, and then coming back down again to the 50s. And you got this, to me, it's a manipulation. They want you to get scared on this crash down and start selling. And it's working. If you watch I Am George, where Cryptos Are Us, and you watch Tyler S., or that's the name of his channel. I love Tyler. Got some great comedic part of his, you know, videos and stuff like that. But I've been watching him since I got into crypto 2017, 2018, and he knows his stuff. And again, it's no frills, and he's telling you exactly, you know, I might not do all the spider lines and Fibonacci's and stuff like that, but I'm kind of on the same page with him because they show you how this is just getting manipulated. They show you how these whales are selling when it gets up here to cause you to panic, and people are selling. And you know what the whales are doing? The whales are accumulating all down here in this area down here, and then what happens? It starts going up, and then you get excited, and then you can start buying up here. And what happens? Whales sell big amounts, because they've even showed you how whales are not even using the OTC, the open market, over the counter stuff, whatever it is. They're selling it on exchanges to cause some of this stuff, and then you start selling, and it's just over and over again. So without beating that dead horse that much, y'all know, you know, you'll kind of get the idea. Is people start getting scared. People, when it's up here, people just want it to drop again. Just let it drop again. I'm gonna buy some more when it drops. And what happens is as it drops down here, everybody gets scared of where's it going, where's it going, and you know, at some point, you know, you just got to DCA. And look, it might go down some more, but even if you DCA'd on the way down, and you DCA'd around right here, right, you're up right now. Yeah, you didn't catch this bottom, but it doesn't matter, you know. And if it's dropping this fast, then you might just want to wait a little bit. And if you waited until it kind of balanced out, then you would have DCA'd in here. And despite what you may want to believe or not, that's when Grumpy DCA'd. Because this was Sunday night. We were out to eat with a bunch of friends with this convention I was at. And I can tell you right now, I was at a Mexican restaurant because I'm not a big Mexican food fan. And we were out late. And all these alerts that are over here from TradingView, my phone's going crazy because I had all these alerts set up, when it gets on these certain levels, there's time to DCA. So I bought some Bitcoin. And it was around about this level, because it was about midnight of Sunday into Monday, which was 11 o'clock this time. So I'm guessing it was somewhere around there. And then I bought some Ethereum. And look, I'm not a big Ethereum person, just because I don't know what the profits are going to be. But with the ETF, you got to say it is going to go up some. So again, same thing. I bought and I DCA'd, somewhere around this level right here. And this level was about 2,300. Now it's up here. Y'all know people want to argue with me, but this one right here, this is Solana. And I tell y'all, every night I'm putting in to Solana. I'm putting between $7, $8. We're gonna go over Helium IoT in a minute, but that's actually going up some. So I'm putting a little bit more money into that. And here I am at midnight buying in at 120. Remember, I'm telling you right now on Coinbase, I had to be $119. And then at one point I'm up to $160. This is what DCA is about. It's not about me bragging. It's just trying to tell you that you DCA in. Look, I might have had a little bit more money, but you put small amounts, just small amounts. So same thing, you had AVAX, which we're big into AVAX, and AVAX was at midnight, was at $18. It's up to $21. The other one, I tell y'all all the time, not personal advice, but Grumpy's advice is when you see VET below 2 cents, I tell y'all that in every video, it's time to buy VET. That's my advice, not financial advice. I don't know what I'm talking about. But either way, you have 2 cents here, and then you look at where it came up to, 2.5 cents, to 3 cents, and then now, you're still up. You look at where this was just last month, and it was at almost 3.5 cents. And then you got to remember, during the last bull market, it was at 20-something cents. So we see that since last week, we are up slightly. And that's what we kind of go over this about also, so we can see what our projects are doing and if our projects are up slightly since last week. So from last week's video, that about time frame to now, we're up about almost 10%. So that gives you an idea of when we start going over these projects, where we at. So that brings us to our spreadsheet that y'all all love, and brings us to our first rant of the evening. And when y'all see who is #1 right now on my, listen, I was just as surprised as y'all. This is going to be an interesting video. And look, it's going to be long. I'm going to tell y'all right now, it's going to be long. I'm apologizing. I'm putting chapters, but if y'all need some comedic relief or y'all want to see me eat crow, which I seem to do once a month now, I've added back some projects here, talking about some new projects, but when y'all see who my #1 project is right now on mainnet, y'all might turn this video off and call me an idiot, but the facts are the facts. The facts of what I'm making every day with this project are the facts. Listen, this project ain't bringing in Lambos. I am arguing all the time, it seems, right now with people about this project. And y'all have heard me on my videos before defend this project and call those people, I know everyone talk ill about my great subscribers who watch my videos. But ladies and gentlemen, the facts speak for themselves. You can talk negative all y'all want and slam this project all you want, but the fact of it is NATIX is #1 right now. Now, for those who did not faint on the floor, yes, I'm not bringing home a Lambo for my wife at the end of the month. But when you compare it to the other projects that you see YouTubers talk about and what other ones people have been pushing, NATIX that does not cost a single dime to get in. If you have an old phone somewhere that you can tether, you'll even need to have a phone with service to run NATIX. It costs you nothing. Now it costs me a couple of dollars on Amazon for a phone holder. And yes, I make sure, I'm sorry, we always talk about what's actually passive income, how much work you got to put into it. So yes, when I get in my vehicle, I have to start the NATIX app. I have to make sure that phone's tethered. But people have to realize that it adds up over the month. And at the end of the month is when you get hit with all your NATIX. I don't agree with that the way that's handled. I've mentioned that before, but it is what it is. I went from NATIX at 158,600 NATIX tokens to 278,000 NATIX tokens. That's a 120,000 increase. That was $120 I made for the month of July in NATIX. When you do the math, that was $4 a day. Now, some days I didn't drive. Y'all know the last couple of days of the month, I didn't use it at all because I was in Disney World, Orlando for this conference. But I worked the app. I worked the app the way it's set up. I did the boost, the nitro boost or whatever it is, on days when I knew there'd be 3 or 4 days in a row that I would be traveling far. I worked on some WINGBITS stations way down south in Louisiana and way on the, central Louisiana and south central Louisiana. And I knew I had those coming up within those 9 to 10 days. So I made sure I did my nitro app. Every time I am done, I hit the little box to get my tokens. You have the little gift box. Sometimes I get 120. Sometimes I get 300, 400. I'm getting more sometimes in that gift box than I am when I'm driving. I also make sure that I check the challenges every day, because the challenges on the bottom are only good for, I want to say it might be a day or two. If you don't hit them, you lose out. And sometimes they got some challenges that have 1,000 and 2,000 tokens. And then if you're doing a nitro with it, what you're getting like 3x or 4x on them challenges sometimes. I'm playing the game the way I call the game, but it's the way it's set up. And it's set up that way. And again, it costs nothing to get in. And yet I have people who want to come in when I make shorts about it or videos about it, and they're going to sit here and make comments that, oh, you made 75 cents a day. Ladies and gentlemen, WeatherXM's been #1 because it was making me $2 a day or $3 a day, whatever it was. GEODNET, that everybody was talking about how they were going to pay off their houses with GEODNET, is making me $1.56 a day right now. We won't even talk about Helium. Don't even get me started on DIMO. But right now, the projects I'm in on mainnet, NATIX is it. Now, you want to get in NATIX? On the bottom in my description, I'll have some new codes. Another thing I don't like about NATIX is you use a code one time, it goes away. But it's not good anymore. So if you try to use it, it's going to say not valid or something like that. So I'll put a new batch of 5 new links. It helps you out to get started. It helps me out to get started. But I'm being honest with y'all, majority of what you see here is not from people who joined me. I don't have that many people that have joined me. I don't know if y'all are all in NATIX already or what, but people or just don't want to use my link and get themselves some points also. I don't know. Another thing is I have not sold any. So there's a HODL bonus that you get. I'm not planning on selling this until this gets into the bull market. People want to complain about the price, 0.001 cent. Cry me a river. Do the math if it goes up a couple of cents. Just if it goes to 1 penny, 10 cents, I don't know. I'm not making any promises or anything like that. But in the bull market, I've told you all this before. The motto here also is even the crap coins go up. Projects that have abandoned themselves, the coins been abandoned, and those coins have gone up. You hodl it, you're making airdrops from hodling and not selling, plus what you did throughout the month. And again, I made 120,000 tokens. I know I'm beating this up. I'm gonna move on, but I'm just trying to get it correct because somebody was gonna come in this video and make a smart ass comment about NATIX. They do it on my shorts, I told y'all, they do it on my other videos, and I just don't understand it. It's free. It ain't like DIMO that I had to go spend $100 on a one thing or per device. And here we are 8.5 months later, and I have not ROI'd on it. You don't have that with NATIX. You didn't pay a dime. Why wouldn't you run it? My son's running in his vehicle. Can you think about it? Think about it if I had my son under my account and my wife under my account with some old phones and they were running that. Then I'm making $12 a day. It's $360 a month I could be making. I don't trust my wife to be sitting there syncing the phone up every time. She's always running late for something. But y'all get my point. I mean, look at something. I bought 3 DIMO devices for about $300 by the time you put shipping on it. Okay? I have made more in 2 months with NATIX for free than I did with DIMO, and I had to buy $300 worth of stuff. What more y'all want than that? So when you look at NATIX is at 0.001, and for the last 7 days, it's actually up 4%. 0.001, 0.001. So hey, it's not down. You know, people want to knock the project, they can knock the project, whatever they want to do, but price action doesn't lie. It's up 50% in the month. What more do you want? Moving on. Deep breaths. I need some Bywater bourbon in my Diet Coke. Ran out of Bywater bourbon. Anyway, so we're going to talk about WeatherXM. WeatherXM, been a thorn in my side since the day I set it up. Keep telling y'all, I don't touch the thing just sits up here. The best part is, while I was going out of town and there ain't nobody around my desk, Wi-Fi disconnects. So for 3 days, or 4 days, well, it was 3 days. 3 days it was offline. Then when I came in today, the Wi-Fi was connected, but the little box right here, all of a sudden said it couldn't see the miner on the roof. Nobody's touched it. Nobody's touched the Wi-Fi around here. I got all kinds of other stuff running on Wi-Fi around here with no problems, except GEODNET. We'll get to that in a minute. But it's issues between this M5 thing talking to the weather thing up top. But either way, it is what it is. So, you know, I made $6 last week, I think, because you're making $2 a day, approximately $2 a day with you're making like 3.5 tokens a day when it's online all day, 56 cents each. So yeah, if it would have been online this whole time, it would have did good. But it's still my number 2 thing right now. And again, this is another project that I am just hodling. Basically, all these projects, I'm hodling all of it. Helium, I'm converting, but I'm still not cashing out anything. It's not enough to cash out. So that's WeatherXM right now. So another thing about WeatherXM, we know it's a legit project. And I know I'm going to get childish at this point, so y'all bear with me. But you know I have to throw shade, as the kids say, when I can. Because there's a certain other project, I don't even give them the clout to even mention their name. But constantly lying. Majority of y'all know who I'm talking about, who are making claims about being involved with a certain event, even though they can't prove any of it, just like they can't prove anything else that they're supposed to be involved in. So let me show you how that's supposed to work. So here we have WeatherXM, who's stating that they were part of the Olympics. And they have pictures to prove, so you can see that they were involved in said Olympics. And that's how it's supposed to work. Not take our word for it after every time we've lied. So hats off to WeatherXM for being part of the Paris. And I've always said, you have to separate projects sometimes between the project and compensation, or the income, as they say. I always talk about that with Helium. Despite what Helium wants to say, if you're getting a miner or you're trying to get into it for the first time, it's not worth it. It's a crap project as far as passive income is concerned. But the Helium network works. There are a lot of projects working off of the Helium network. You cannot doubt that. And WeatherXM right now is the same thing. Yes, I might have all kinds of issues with my stuff, and hey, I'm making $2 a day, but you can see that it's being used. So hats off to them. I'm happy to see that WeatherXM involved in that. Anytime you're involved in Olympic, anytime you're legitimately involved in Olympics and you have the stuff to prove it, and not just making empty claims like everything else. Here it is. So congratulations to WeatherXM being involved in this. I think that's a cool thing. We're looking at WeatherXM. You know, last Monday it was somewhere around here with 50 cents, something like that. And it's now up to 56 cents. So it had a little bit of price increase, even with all this volatility going up and down. So it's done well. Y'all know, to be fair, I've talked, and I'm gonna talk about them later, give them some congrats, another project. But to be fair, again, this project has been on mainnet for what, 2 months now, maybe. They need to be on. They need to be at this point on CoinMarketCap. So whatever they got to do to get that listed, that needs to get done. All right, so moving on, we're moving into GEODNET. I hate to sound like a broken record, but for those who might have stumbled upon this video, God bless y'all. I'm sorry, but GEODNET was a project I was very, very, very big on, and I think it's going to be a classic case of when it happens when you get into a project late, and you know, you fall into this trap of, do you get into projects early and you take the chance that, hey, they might not work out, not pointing any fingers, but they might not work out. But if they do work out, they could be very well. And this project right here is a prime example of that. This project right here is a prime example of that. This project right here is a prime example of that. GEODNET right now making me $1.56 a day. Now, I will say I'm having countless Wi-Fi issues. I have a Wi-Fi access point that is not that far from this device. I don't want to hear people talk about what channel it's on, anything. I have other stuff on my tower using this same Wi-Fi, and they don't have any issue. But every morning, for some reason, my GEODNET drops that Wi-Fi connection, no matter how good it is, and jumps to another one, because that's an SSID that this building provides. Can't do anything about that. But again, it's on the guest network. My other stuff's using it. They don't have an issue, but GEODNET drops. I can't change it. Please don't comment about changing this and changing that. It is what it is. Again, I'm going to say this again. No other project has the problem with Wi-Fi. This is why we preach that when you have a choice, like with WINGBITS and some of these other ones, you don't use Wi-Fi. You keep it on Ethernet. This is a prime example. So another thing I don't understand, though, is that GEODNET says it's dropped the Wi-Fi, but when you go to certain other places, it says it's been online the whole time. But I'm not getting compensated with Geo tokens during that time frame. I'm trying to figure that out also. So at some point, what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to, as a more of a testing than anything else, is I'm gonna have to buy an access point, set it up there where Ethernet is, with a different SSID, and try to connect it with GEODNET. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I shouldn't have to do that. If my other devices on that roof are using that other Wi-Fi with no issues. I even added an external outside of the box Wi-Fi antenna for GEODNET, and it's still, because when it's connected to the right access point that's close to it, it says excellent connection. It is an excellent strength connection. GEODNET drops it every morning like clockwork. Like, I know when I check on in the morning, it's gonna have some kind of Wi-Fi issue. It's still connected, but it's connected with something else, and I don't know why it does that. And again, I'm gonna say this again before anybody makes comments. Nothing else is having that issue. So that's GEODNET. GEODNET is up about 8% in the last 7 days since our last video, which it was at 13 cents. It's at 14 cents now. Hey, anything positive, that kind of goes along with that Bitcoin price. That's why we go through all that hashing of the charts and stuff. It's kind of following that same thing. I think it's a good thing. Anything positive, green is good. You know, they also do this burning thing every so often. I'll check on that real quick and see, you know, if they burn. But that's a cool thing also, is that they are slowly burning this total supply in the market cap, which also helps the deflationary, which is also a good thing. So it looks like what we're seeing is every Sunday they must be burning 100,000 tokens. You know, I don't know if that's set up in the paper or somewhere, but again, listen, I'll give props where props is due. This is another project, like I talked about, is GeoDNet has companies using their service. That's why they have the map and they have the clusters that they want you to put stuff in, because they have customers there who want this service. Despite what the project might be making now, GeoDNet's still a very good project. It has and it's a good service, a good network, whatever you want to call it. So it's got some good fundamentals behind it. The fact that every Sunday, they're burning 100,000 tokens in 10 Sundays. I know I failed college math, but that's 1 million tokens, ladies and gentlemen. That's pretty darn good. They have burned, so far, they have burned 6.6 million tokens. This was August 4th. I'll show you this because I didn't show you all this in the last video. So you come down here, and here you are again. So on Thursday, they burned another, was it Thursday? Friday, they burned another 100,000 tokens. And then yesterday, they burned another 100,000 tokens. That is awesome. We'll throw price action out the window right now. This is burning is a great thing because it's deflationary and it takes those coins out of circulation, which means there's less coins that could be bought, sold, whatever. And that's a darn good thing. Darn good thing. And they have 6.8 million tokens that have been burned already. So I like this part of GeoDNet. I'm gonna tell y'all, it excites me. I'm hoping in the bull market it brings these prices up. Where you make more money. I get my Wi-Fi fixed up, and I'm again, just like everything else, I'm hodling everything until we get into the prime hot heat time of the bull market. According to this, it looks like it's taking about 10 weeks. I thought HiveFix was telling everybody that miners were coming in faster, but whoever this guy is right here is talking about 10 weeks to arrive. So just in case y'all want to get into GeoDNet, again, it's good passive income. If you can keep it connected, set it up and forget about it. I like those kind of projects. So we're going to move on to what used to be #1 for the longest time and seems to be getting a little bit of a resurgence. This one caught me by surprise also. So without further ado, here's Helium IoT. Helium IoT is at 12. Actually, it has been updated. I mean, it has come up since I just updated this to 12.5 cents. So a little more than $8 a day. And y'all know every day I'm moving my Solana. I mean, I'm moving my IoT to Solana. That means I'm buying $8, $240 worth of Solana every day, no matter what the price of a Solana is. I used a little bit of a while back to buy some BitHarvest token when I wanted to accumulate it when that price dropped a lot. I am up big in that right now because I bought it with zeros in front of it. Now it's only got 2 zeros in front of it. I don't want to digress, but either way, now don't get all excited when you see $8 a day, because really this is 47 cents a day. 47 cents. Not to rehash again, but I still have people that ask me, they ask me in the WINGBITS project, hey, I'm thinking about buying a Sense Cap or Bobcat or something else so I can dual mine Helium using either BitHarvest or using Crank. That's the two I know of right now that you can dual mine with. But why? I'd rather see you buy a pie or a sweet potato, maybe even a little potato, but sweet potatoes are just better at the same price, and go dual mine using BitHarvest or even Crank. I don't know a lot about Crank. I just know it does do some dual mining also. But if you buy a Sense Cap Helium device for $150, the last time I figured it out, it might be a little bit less now because the price is going up a little bit. So before it was like 550 days it was going to take you to get this back or something like that. Where now it might only be that might have been fraud, but I don't know. Either way, it's going to take you over a year if you're lucky to get that money back. Where with a potato or a pie, yeah, you're not going to be able to do Helium, but you can, still make all other stuff. Again, I'm getting sidetracked. So this was the biggest surprise. The biggest surprise, I think, was this. Helium is up 43%. 43% in the last 7 days. None of y'all were expecting that. It ate a zero. You know, it went from 0.0087 during my last video to what it is now. It is up 100%. 100% since the for the last month. Maybe I'm an idiot. Maybe I should have been keeping my IoT as IoT and letting it accumulate. Nobody saw this coming. If you say you saw this coming, you lie. But another surprising factor, Helium is up to $7 right now. Sit down. I don't want y'all to hurt yourselves when y'all pass out. We all had this pegged as dead. Can somebody please in the comments tell me what the hell is going on? If we live in bizarro world or something, because this was at $2 or $3 a couple of weeks ago. Up 50%, 52.4%, to be honest, to give props where props are due. 52% Helium, last 7 days. 122% in the last month. You didn't see that coming. Sit down, hush up. You didn't see that coming. I didn't. I'm in enough Discords and I'm watching enough YouTubes. Ain't nobody saw this coming. I don't see what is going on of why this is happening. If you know, I don't know if there was some gigantic burn or something with data or something like that. It's crazy. And then just when you think you have it figured out, here comes Helium Mobile. Now we just saw IoT, we just saw Helium. In Helium and IoT both had 50% 7-day increases. So surely mobile must have 25%. Hey, that's not bad. It's not bad. Not gonna knock it. Now, Helium and IoT were up, what, 100% for the month? Figure that out. This that has the cell phone service with cell phones, with Mexico and all these subscribers and stuff like that is down 6%. It goes to show you how hard it is for this to figure it out. I mean, the fact that you have this at this price and then this at this price, at one time, mobile was double, yet Helium IoT is caught up to it. I can't figure it out. You know, for a while I was taking my IoT and converting that to mobile because I don't have any mobile devices. So I wanted to have a little skin in that game. And now, like, what was I thinking? You know, this is going to make me ponder if I'm making the right life decisions right now. Should I still be converting now? This price is up. Should I be converting this into Solana? Maybe I should, because it's going to get me more Solana when you think about it. And let's be honest, does Solana go up to $600-700 like they keep talking about? You know, how much can this Helium go up? I mean, this Helium right here has a 30 billion total supply. How far can it go up? I don't know. But y'all know me. I've told y'all in the past, I have been accumulating IoT for a long time. Yes, I've spent a little bit here and there, converted it for other projects, but I still have hundreds and hundreds of thousands of IoT. And I still have a pretty good chunk of some HNT. So trust me, I'm excited. Y'all can see the smile. You don't see that smile often. But for rankings, and as rankings go on, we're still at 47 cents a day. But I'll take it where I take it. It's you know, I'm still chugging along with Helium. I'm glad to see this. I'm glad to see that me keeping up with these devices and all the trouble they put me through in the last 2, 3, 4 years. You know, we're still chugging along. Yes, I've lost 10 or 11 devices over the last X amount of years and stuff, but we still got 17 devices chugging along. DIMO. I have no words right now. Moving on to DIMO. If y'all have watched this channel once at all, y'all know I am in this love-hate, hate-love DIMO relationship like it's a 40-year marriage. You can't quit it. Why quit it? But you hate it. I will still say almost out of all these projects that we've talked about so far, DIMO is the easiest. If I had to rank these from easiest to hardest, it would probably be backwards. You connect the DIMO device to your car and you're done with it. It works off the Helium network. I told you before, Helium's got, people using the network. You don't have to mess with it. I think mine have an update that I do right now. They can take them on 2 or 3 minutes. After that, you don't have to mess with it. It burns off the Helium network. The other day, my son's phone died. He's in the truck. Don't know where he's at. And to show my wife that I could also use DIMO, pull up DIMO. There's the map. There he is right there at the grocery store. You don't have to, nobody has to tether anything. Nobody has to do anything. Nobody has to touch it. They get in the car, the darn thing works. But again, I'm going to say this again for those who missed it, who might have just skipped ahead to this chapter to hear what I got to rant about DIMO. Here we are. Let's see if Google can figure this out. Trusty Google says 33 weeks. We are 33 weeks into this year. And that's about when I set this up. And I still haven't ROI'd yet on an $89 device. I was ROI'd for a little while, then fell off, ROI'd again, and fell off. And here I am. I'm at $217 into my $280, $290 set of devices. I bought 3 of them. $89 a piece plus shipping. I'm making 32 cents a day with DIMO. Again, I know some of y'all love your passive income. I know some of y'all ain't worried about ROI. You're looking at way down the line in the future. You're right. But I can sleep a little better knowing I made my ROI on some of these projects. And you're right. When I make my ROI, it's just accumulating. And we just talked about how, everything goes up in the bull market. But is there buying pressure? I bring it up all the time with some of these projects. You have to have buying pressure. If you don't have buying pressure, you at least have to burn. We talked about, GEODNET burning. Helium even burns using the data. We talked about WINGBITS. WINGBITS plan is that as people buy the data from them, they're using some of that to buy or burn their tokens. You have to have some type of mechanism in place. What I keep reading, DIMO right now doesn't have that, or I'm missing it. Nobody's talking about it. I don't know. So you look at the chart with DIMO, and here's DIMO, where everything, we had all our projects up 10% or way more. We're at 2%. We were at 13 cents last week. We had 13 cents this week. For the month, we're down 17%. So far, this is the only project we talked about that's down 17%. Even 3%, not that it's a lot, 14 cents to 13 cents, but for the day, it's down. I don't, the panel, they're not burning because you look at the total supply, the max supply is exactly the same, so they're not burning. I don't know. Again, we talked about, not to keep rehashing over and over, but we kept talking about how getting into projects early. Everybody loved DIMO. Yeah, some videos they talking about they were making $1,000, a week or something like that, or something crazy with their DIMO devices or whatever they had. They ain't making them videos no more. Again, I will say this because y'all know I'll give props where I can. If you want an easy device, you pay your $89. Actually, they're $99 or $100 because back then, if you bought 3 or more, they were $89 a piece. So right now, they're $100 a piece plus shipping. Don't know how many weeks it takes to get in, but either way, you can, if you want to get a device, it's easy. Every 4 weeks or after the first 4 weeks or 8 weeks, whatever it is, you're supposed to go up tiers, which gives you better rewards. I have not seen that. Just to be honest with y'all, I'm in tier 3 or level 3 or level 4 now. I thought my rewards would be getting way better. I'm still making my 18 per device a week, 49 total, and it hasn't changed really. So The price needs to go back up for this to be worth anything. And we hope it goes up with the bull market. In case anybody is interested in getting the DIMO, I do have a code that will help you out and help me out. If you want to get in the DIMO and gives you a head start, gives you X amount of coins to just to get started out with, check out my code below. CHIRP. Y'all know there's no secret about it. I am very, very high on CHIRP. I think it's going to be huge if you're getting into the beginning. We've seen that same pattern with a lot of things. I think CHIRP's going to be a great network long term. Like I talked about with some of these other ones. They're doing things different frequencies, handling things different. I just don't like the fact that it seems to be the same. Not that it's a game, but I'm going to say game where people are sitting just waiting for miners, I want to buy miners. They're $800 something a piece, if not more. And people are still clamoring to buy one. Luckily, I got one in a contest. Y'all have seen those videos. I did a good video, at least in my mind, good video, a couple of days ago on how to get involved with CHIRP if you do not have one of their $800 something miners. Go check that video out. I might try to link it at the end so y'all can click on it. It's a way of getting involved, downloading their tracker app without having to buy an $800 something miner. They also have a contest online that you can do certain things if you have a Twitter account, and you can be eligible for all kinds of airdrops. Check that out. So right now I got 5,332 CHIRP tokens. This is still on testnet. Don't know exactly when it's going to mainnet yet, but just to keep y'all, advised, that's where I'm at with it. I do have to say, if anything, if anybody, they are the most active on Twitter that I have ever seen. So, yep, they have 70,000 people now, I guess, involved in it. There's a lot of stuff. They got a DPIN, play to earn mobile game, some more partnerships. CHIRP's moving. I will say CHIRP's moving. I'd like to see him get to mainnet, but it's still a fairly new project. So we'll see how that goes. I'm still sitting there making it. I still say that if, I don't know when, they're not really announced it, but when the NFTs go on sale again to be able to buy a miner, because you have to buy the NFT, then you buy a miner. I still say, I don't know where I'm gonna come up with the $800 something from. I already had somebody contact me about possibly splitting one. But then we just split the rewards or whatever. But I really would like to buy. I'm not going crazy like I did with Helium and buying 20 or 30 miners, but I'd like to buy at least one for a special location I have that I think it can do very, 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 very well. And I just want to get one more. Because again, we don't know what the future is going to be. This project could end up twiddling out to be nothing. Never know. And I don't want to go buy miners at $850 plus, if you can even get hold of one. I wish they maybe limited. I don't know how many NFTs people are allowed to buy. If they can go buy 4 or 5 of them, I think it needs to be limited to, one a person so they can spread it out in the world more, but who knows. WINGBITS. I'm taking a deep breath and I want to lose some. So before anybody gets the wrong idea, I have no issues with WINGBITS right now. WINGBITS came out with a big announcement. Actually, it came out with 2 or 3 announcements. I did 2 videos on that over the past week from Florida because of how big these announcements were. So that goes to show you, I haven't been doing that many videos while I'm here at home, but yet from Florida, I did announcements because that's how big these announcements were. Biggest thing was there is a GPS dongle that is coming out. If you have a miner right now that is on, not right now, that was as of last week, a certain day. If you had a miner right now online, you were eligible for a free GPS with this encoder that they would be sending you. Don't worry about it if you haven't heard nothing yet. It's not set up yet, but eventually there'll be a place where you will tell them your address and they will send you a GPS decoder for each of your devices. You have to use their decoder because it has this encryption chip in it so that it knows you can't fake that GPS or anything else. If you were in the process of buying your stuff by that date last week, if you contact them with a ticket and you show them that you had this stuff being purchased, they will grandfather you also in and give you a free GPS. However, from whatever date that was last week on, you have to use their, you have to buy a GPS, which isn't for sale yet, but eventually when that time comes and this gets implemented, you will have to have bought your own GPS. I'm sure there'll be some updates. Also, there have been some changes to the dashboard where you can see now lifetime rewards. As you can see, now I have my lifetime rewards right here, where in the past, I would only show the last 30 days because that's what it is. I'm at 297,000. And I'm averaging about 15,000 wings per day, 43.1 thousand for the last 30 days. And kind of like Helium, keeping some of these things online has been a pain in the butt for me. Now, the difference is majority of those are user error why they will not stay on, because some of them are these remote locations and people are accidentally unplugging the Wi-Fi card, or people are actually unplugging the device because they don't know what it is plugged in coming from where the host has it plugged in at. And then you find out all of a sudden they unplugged it to plug in, I don't know. I don't want to go into that many details. So I'm having those kind of little pain, and those hurt because, of course, it's my #1 station or my #2 station. My #3 station. It can't be my #9 or 10 station that's doing it, because Grumpy's luck is it ain't gonna happen. It's my #1, 2, and 3 station that just happened to be getting, they had a wildfire up here. I can't blame them for that at all. They were, trying to pick up all the stuff that they could. Did a wildfire, God bless them. I won't give their personal information away, but they showed me a picture of the wildfire. Luckily, they had sprinklers all over their barns where the farm animals are. And they had these sprinklers set up just for this kind of stuff. They had lightning strike. It's been very, very dry there. They had 7,000 acres in 4 hours that got completely burned. So I can't fault them at all about worried about a WINGBITS device. But those are the kind of issues I've been having with that. So you can see that I'm at, 9,000 tokens for the last 7 days. You can see that I still got the Gulf kind of surrounded. I am looking at moving my #1 station right here that covers all these #1s you see down here. And now when you look at the rank of each spot, you can see that, there's 2 stations, probably both of them mine, that are hitting this, these areas down here. 1 out of 6, 7, and you can see how I'm getting WINGBITS and stuff like that. You can see that this one is progressively getting worse. I'm assuming that somebody is encroaching on my land out here, because before I was #1 here and #1 here, and now I've lost that. So somebody apparently put another station up in the Corpus Christi area, and this is why I don't talk about where I'm putting stations at any longer. But you can see now that there's a rank, so you can see where you rank. Now, I'd like to see this improved a little bit, because I don't know what stations are doing what and what stations ain't doing what. They got 27 stations right here that are hitting some of these hexes, 30 stations hitting these hexes. So, another thing is you can see now where it says all, and you can click that all and see what your all-time rewards are. So that's some changes with WINGBITS. So as far as the announcements go from WINGBITS on Discord, they talked about, this is a lot to go over this. I know this video is gonna be long, so y'all can go to the Discord and read it. Another change is you build your own device limit. They up to 2,000, they will allow build your own devices. Once they reach the 2,000 mark, you're gonna have to buy devices from them, and that's just a way of them to be able to control the hardware a little better, to make sure, I guess, that the proper devices are being put out there. So if you mine third-party stuff like Crank or BitHarvest, they worked with the transition, and they will be able to do that GPS dongle like we spoke about. So they discussed the transition. There is one more live stage. I have literally alarm set to make sure I am online to hear this live stage while they discuss some of this stuff. The Discord is still very active. There's a lot of people talking about stuff on here. So, you know, it's still a very active project. Now, for my rant, I'm trying to take the high road in this. And I'm gonna tell you, this Discord is probably one of the most respectful Discords. I've always told y'all that over and over. They don't take sides with it don't matter who it is or anything like that. They don't take sides. They probably run one of the best, most well-behaved Discords, and they don't put up with any nonsense. So I'm trying to take the high road here, and you know I'm too fat to go high. So I'm trying to word this the correct way. We've discussed before in the past about people coming in there talking about, you know, they have to promote how much they know. Listen, I don't know it all. I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't know it all. I don't know everything about networking, definitely about RF. Hell, I just went to training all last week with Motorola and with APCO to get more training. Nobody knows everything. I've always said that. If you've watched any of these videos in the last 12 months, you know I've always said nobody knows everything. Surely me, I don't know everything. They got people who specialize in ADS-B stuff and 1090 megahertz stuff and MLAT stuff and everything like that. I don't doubt that. But you have to separate some of that stuff from what you're trying to accomplish with this project. I will still say, and whether or not he wants to say it or not, that's up to him or whatever like that. But there's been times in the past that even the admins have agreed with me that majority, 99% of your installs with WINGBITS needs to be, whether it's a Pi or some type of device like that, sweet potato, whatever, an SDR, usually one of the blue ones because it has the amp in it and the filter, a feed line and antenna, as long as your antenna is, you know, above the roof line, and that's all you need for this. It might be under $100. You don't need to go extravagant. You don't need to go crazy. I've proven in the past where you can have some of these crazier installs that squeeze you out more messages, and more messages does not always equate to more wings. There's certain messages they look for, there's certain messages they don't. WINGBITS has explained to us that some of these messages from these airplanes are like how full the toilet is, how much toilet paper they need, what's the air conditioned temperatures, what's the temperatures in the luggage area. And those messages aren't needed. So while some people are trying to promote, hey, y'all need to do what's best for the project and make this stuff, you know, squeeze as much out as you can because you're going to make this a better project to be, you know, I used to hear that with Helium. And there's a point that, yes, y'all want to get serious with this and y'all want to start putting together $400 and $500 stations to squeeze out 50 more messages or 100 more messages. Hey, there's nobody stopping you. Go ahead. But my issue is when people keep seeing that on the Discord and start thinking that kind of stuff's necessary, I don't want people to get turned off and say, wait a minute, I got to buy all that stuff. I got to do this. If I want to be serious or get messages or to do this worthwhile, I got to buy all these filters and these specialty antennas and all the stuff like that. And then they're going to turn it off. And it could be in the area that WINGBITS needs that could be a dead coverage area. And I don't want to see that happen. And when I make a comment on there and then I get this somewhat nasty message back about, I need to not worry about what we get compensated in crypto. I need to do what's best for this project or best for, you know, ADS-B and stuff like that. Y'all have heard me on this channel before say, nobody's doing this for free. Nobody's getting involved in these projects for free. Do I think we can get Lambos from WINGBITS? No. Hey, if we can, I'm all for it. I'm not going to turn it down. Don't get me wrong. But it's a balance. It's a balance of, y'all can tell I'm passionate about WINGBITS. I'm passionate about CHIRP. I'm support the BitHarvest guys. But do I think those are going to get me Lambos? No. If I do well with them, hey, I'm happy. but I support WINGBITS. I have pushed WINGBITS. I push WINGBITS on my professional LinkedIn. I push it on Facebook. Y'all know I pushed it all over this channel. I support that project, but I'm not, I think I have 14 WINGBIT stations now. And with an additional 15 or 16 that I help support between friends, families, and different things like that. Do you think I'm going to add filters, and I'm going to add amps, and I'm going to add special antennas to all of them? There ain't no way. And guess what? They're doing awfully well. Now, I guess I didn't tell you I'm number one. I got 300,000 tokens since the beginning of this. Could be somebody with way more than that. It is what it is. But there's a balance between me supporting this project and passionate about this project, as y'all can clearly tell, but being real with what you're trying to accomplish. When I see these people post stuff there in Europe, and Europe's got the amount of stations they got, you know, will a filter give you some better results? Possibly. But I have proven that more messages, and me getting 900 messages on this station and getting 1,300 messages on a station every day for a week straight, and the 900 messages got just as many wings, if not more, than the 1,300 one. So why are you buying all this extra stuff? Now, one of my stations, y'all have seen the videos in the past, needed extra filtering. It is what it is. I also have a station where the antenna is literally 5 feet or less from a cellular sector antenna, and it doesn't need any filtering. I put filtering on it. It made zero difference in the noise. Can't explain it. That's how RF is. I've learned that a long time ago, then not to argue with it. You test it, you figure out the numbers. Some stuff needs it. You can't duplicate it sometimes, and it is what it is. But the reason I'm on this rant is just to let people know 99% of the installs just need the basic stuff that we recommend either in the description. And look, this ain't about me making 37 cents off these links. Does it help the channel out? Yes. Could I be working overtime and doing other stuff at work or working on my side business instead of doing this? Yes. So, but the fact that, again, somebody's going to make a comment because there's links, as if that's the only reason I'm doing this is to promote 37-cent links for the SDRs that I told that, you know, when I'm in the WINGBITS Discord, every link that you've ever seen me put in the WINGBITS Discord is non-affiliated. I go to Amazon, click the top link that's non-affiliated, because I don't want to be accused of that. It is what it is. And when I don't, even though I didn't get personally called out, when somebody says, yeah, YouTubers who are putting in links to sell stuff, even though they have their own website selling their own stuff, but they don't say that. But anyway, we're gonna move on. Moving on to Soarchain. Y'all know I'm hiring this project also. I think this is gonna be another project, like we keep talking about, that getting in early is the key. I don't know. I can't tell the future. I don't mean to be negative, but it could be another DIMO where, hey, the first couple of weeks, first couple of months, you're doing really good, and eventually falls off. I don't know. I'm hoping that they figured out a way after watching that they can make sure that does not happen. But I don't know how many tokens I've gone up, because I didn't count last month because last week because I was out of town. But right now I'm at 14,400 tokens. I'm telling everybody again, every time, if you're in this project Soarchain, you have to be staking. I am making over 50 tokens a day. It's probably more than that, because this is what I had written down the last time. But I didn't look at it first before I just every day I'm restaking my rewards every day. But I'm asking y'all, please, to stake through Tech Validator. When you go to staking, it's a place to search. Stake. We don't want to sit here and we've seen this in Lunar Classic also. You don't want to sit here and always stake to the top person, because the top person then gets a lot more voting power and they can start making changes on their own. And you don't want to see that. Tech, I know those guys, small little, thing they got going on there, just them, and somebody else. And I trust them. I have all my stuff staked through them. So when you're trying to stake the Tech Validator. So what's some of the big news with Soarchain, time to get a little excited, ladies and gentlemen. There is a Soarchain mainnet rehearsal announcement. So, and when you go to this announcement, it tells us that they are preparing and doing some tests starting on August 14th, which is in 2 days. That'll be Wednesday, that they'll start doing some test runs of moving tokens to wallets. Hey, this is a big step. Also, they talk about airdrops. I know a lot of y'all love them airdrops. We've been talking about airdrops for Soarchain for a long time. So go and look at the Discord if y'all want to read more about this. But I think this moving to a, and I've been telling y'all, I have a code to give discounted Soarchain devices in my description. Y'all need to go take a look at it if y'all interested in getting this project. Not financial advice, don't know what the future holds, blah, blah, blah. But you'll know getting into these projects early is key. You know, if they're going to succeed. If they succeed, you getting into that project early is a good thing. Just remember that. So we'll see what happens with it. We'll see how this test goes. You know, they're stating in their Discord that there's nothing really for you to have to, you know, to have done. So we should be ready. But if you're validating or you're staking already, everything should be safe. And again, I see some big things, and I'm hoping in the next 2 to 3 weeks that Soarchain will be listed, you know, up in this, up somewhere in this mainnet section. It'd be a good thing to get another one of these projects. Remember, you know, for those who've been watching me for a while, months back, I had nothing up here but mainnet other than Helium, or Helium and DIMO. And that was it. And I kept saying, I can't wait till some of these projects start coming up here. And sure enough, here they are. So this is good timing too. Before this bull run starts, whatever happens, whether or not the bull run starts now, after the election time, depending on who gets elected, beginning of the year, depending on who you listen to, it's a good time. This is when you want to start coming out with this kind of stuff, to have it done before that bull market starts. So moving on to Silencio. Here's another eat cross, you know, from me. And ladies and gentlemen, y'all know I will admit it when I'm wrong. And there's a lot of YouTubers out there that won't do that. I will do that. And for anybody again who has followed me for a while, y'all know I have not really directly accused Silencio or certain people of gaming, but I questioned how certain people were getting the ranking they were getting. So I wanted to update this live for y'all because that's how much I'm eating crow. And again, I questioned how I was running this constantly all the time. And I was going down in rankings, and I could not figure out how in the hell am I running this constantly and going the wrong way. And I had people talk about how it's going to be the people who were checking in to different, you know, the checking into the places versus in the venues and stuff like that, which sucks for me because around here, with me living in a rural area and working in a rural area, venues are hard to come by. Yes, there are some in this town, but nothing like what I found in the last 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago, I did this video in this chart, and I was ranked 1560. And it took a lot for me just to get there. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell y'all, and I want to make sure I get this straight because I know a lot of nobody. Walking around Disney, my thumb started getting hurt because of the amount of venues they got at Disney. I went from 1560 to 1207 in a week. In a week. I've kind of remained that over the last 4 or 5 days, but walking around Disney, where they got shops on the left, especially Disney Springs, shops on the left and right. And my wife likes to go in all these shops. And this is the first time ever. She probably thought I had a fever or something. I didn't argue with her because every one of those shops, you're doing a 30-second. You're getting more points in 5 minutes than you were getting in over 30 minutes. Over 30 minutes. And that just kept stacking up and stacking up and stacking up and stacking up. I mean, it was, I have no idea where I was before. You know, I can look back and say that I was at 115,000 the Monday, 2 days before I left for Disney. And I'm at 150,000. So that's 40,000 tokens that I have gotten in since the last video. And that's where I'm at right now. That is just, to me, is crazy, unbelievable. But it goes to show you that it is capable. If you have these type of venues, you can get this many Silencio points in a short amount of time. The convention center I was at didn't have as many venues, but Disney World, Epcot Center, Hollywood Studios, or whatever it's called now, and the Disney Springs was crazy. It was like just on the map, of all the, and I'm here to apologize for thinking that people were gaming this somehow, when again, I went up 300 ranking points just from hitting these things nonstop. It's crazy, crazy. Now, Silencio is coming out with a whole new app. That's another thing that they announced. And they were doing this thing where they were giving 3,000 coins for people to test it for 30 minutes, and they shut it down. Oh, within 30 minutes, they shut it down because everybody was signing up for it. So there's that. No talk about, you know, I mean, that darn football thing, but no talk about mainnet. I'm sure they want to get this rebranding done. Giving away some tickets for that. So other than, I mean, nothing really new other than those two things. Moving on to Upside. Here comes my rant. I think I've lost counting fingers on what number rant this is going to be. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my channel. If you don't like talking about Upside because it's non-crypto or whatever negative comment you got, then that's why this chapter's in. Fast forward to the next. Go to HIVEMAPPER. Click to the bottom where it says HIVEMAPPER, or, you know, in the description for HIVEMAPPER, and move on. But when you look at what I'm making with this, with Upside, I am making more a day than I am with, technically it should be number 4, above number 4 mainnet. When you look what I'm, and I haven't even gotten gas because I've been out of town. But I've had a $9 increase since the week before that. So what was that? It's a little more than $1 a day. I got diesel today, and the station had 40 cents per gallon reward. 40 cents. And I needed 31 gallons. So by the time you see this next time, there'll be another $12 in my account. So that's almost $2 a day that I'm making with Upside. I have a link below, or code below. You joining Upside gives you automatically $5 or whatever it is. Gives me a little bit also. But you do make some by referring this. Now, I've only had like 2 people who have taken up on this, and I've been talking about this for almost a month. Y'all are missing out. Everybody needs gas, unless you're driving an electric vehicle. And even if you are driving an electric vehicle, you can get a code for buying snacks on the inside. So you can still use it also. Ladies and gentlemen, this channel is about helping the average mom and pop, son, dog, whatever you want to call it, person out. I have 103, soon to be in the next 2 days, probably $115 that's sitting in this Upside, that if I ever have some kind of emergency, I can immediately move it over directly into my checking account within seconds. You have to buy gas anyway. And if you have a fuel man card or a fleet card, whatever you want to call it, it works with that also. When you need diesel, you pull up the app, you see what stores around you have the gas. Not everyone has it. And then what I did today is realize that where I was going, this one had 40 cents diesel for some reason. So I went there. Upside is very easy to use. You make sure that you check in before you pump your gas. And then when you're done, you populate your credit cards because you already have them on there. You know, and look, all they want is the numbers. They don't need all the other goofy stuff with it. And you just tell them which card you used. after you're done pumping. That's it. Check below for the referral. Please start using this. It's a way to save y'all money, to get some money back on y'all's fuel. Moving on. It's gonna be a long night having to edit all this. HIVEMAPPER. HIVEMAPPER, honey. I told y'all last week, I don't know if I'm getting catfished or not. Y'all, some of y'all didn't think that was that funny. But, you know, HIVEMAPPER is not doing anything spectacular. In the last 7 days, it's up 1.8%. As you can see, though, it did have a very good jump right after the 7 days. So that it almost hit 8 cents. And then it slowly has come back down. So, hey, like I said before, I'd much rather see green than red. So any kind of green, you know, was at 6 cents last 7 days ago. It's at 6 cents again. So here it is. For the month, it has relatively stayed the same. We know that they are doing some, I think, burning or something like that, or buying the tokens. There is some type of buying pressure or deflationary things. We talked about that before. So, you know, it is what it is. There's just no talk, though, as when this stuff's getting delivered. And I have an issue with that. So, HIVEMAPPER has come out with an announcement literally like 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago. And I missed it when I was updating the sheet earlier. So we're going to talk about that right now. Some of y'all might not be happy with it. Some of us might be happy with it. I don't know how to feel about it. So let's go over it together. So HIVEMAPPER, to continue to improve their offerings, has made some important decisions. That's always scary. HIVEMAPPER is launching a new commercial fleet product, upgrading the dash cam and discontinuing the HIVEMAPPER dash cam. So we go over to our trusty Medium article right here, which talks more about it. And I'm, you know, y'all can read this if y'all want on your own. You can find it in the Discord, the links, but they're discontinuing the HIVEMAPPER dash cam production. So if you had, I almost lost it when I read this, but luckily I read the whole thing. If you have an HDC that you're waiting on and you have not received it yet, they're offering you an automatic upgrade to the B dash cam to reserve your spot. It's not going to be free, which that's what I was thinking at first, but you won't need to pay the upgrade difference until your order is ready to ship. However, if you prefer not to wait, or if you don't want to pay that difference, you can cancel your order for a full refund. I'm going to repeat that again, because I know, talking to y'all, there's several of y'all that are waiting for HDCs. Existing HDC devices in circulation remain valuable contributors, but they keep talking about how the B needs to be so much better. It's going to be better rewards, whatever like that. So I'm going to say this again. If you order the HDC and have not received it yet, you're going to automatically be upgraded to the B to reserve your spot. You won't need to pay the difference until it's ready to ship, but you will have to pay that difference. Your choices are, you can request a refund or pay that difference when it comes in. So I think that's pretty big, you know, and then they go ahead and they justify, you know, the B and the B, they're going to be updating some more daily productions and all optimize all this stuff like that. And why that you need to be and stuff like that. But they make it seem like, you know, we were already here in Q4 of the end of this year for the B. And again, I feel like I'm getting catfished. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Rewards have gone down some, prices gone down some. There's a 4,000 bonus with the price tag right now of what the price of the token is. You're looking at $268 after the bonus. You get hit with the bonus after you do 1,200 miles. I keep going back and forth and back and forth. Look, you know, y'all know I'm very, very honest with y'all, and I'm telling you, every fiber in my body is telling me to cancel this order. I think it's going to be one of these hemorrhoids that I'm going to regret that I did not get my money back for that. Because by the time everybody gets this B and this thing's flooding out there, who knows what happens to the price of the token. The only reason I'm still holding hope is because of this 4,000 bonus that I'm going to get, a little more than half my money back immediately. So I just got to ROI another $200. That's the only reason I'm still doing it. And the fact that around where I am, there are no roads mapped other than the 2 or 3 main U.S. or interstate highways. Every other road is wide open. It's the only 2 reasons why I'm still holding on to this. And if somebody comes through here, kind of like Corpus Christi, kind of like another place that I was talking about where somebody put stations up for WINGBITS. If somebody comes around here and starts mapping all this stuff, I'm canceling this order. I'm just being frank with y'all. I'm being dead honest with y'all. I would like to be involved in the HIVEMAPPER project. A lot of people talked about it. They're not making the money like they used to make. People talking about making $1,000 and $2,000 a week. You're not hearing that no more. Kind of like the other project we talked about. But hey, it is what it is. I think this is going to be a big step. They're putting a lot of faith in this B. I kind of cringe a little bit sometimes when I hear about them worried about so much about these commercial operations. Are they going to be as concerned with us, the little people who only have 1 or 2 devices? I don't know. We're going to see. We'll see what happens with it from there. bitharveststudio next. Y'all know I'm in full support of these guys. They gave me that cool shirt. I showed y'all that in the last video. I'm trying to get in touch with the person that made the shirt, see if he can do a hat for me. I want a hat. I want a hat with with Grumpy Dad, with a Bit Harvest logo on one side, a WINGBITS logo, and then Godfather the Golf along the back, and maybe a logo at the back that says "Watch out for my rant." But just got a new hat. I'm sure y'all sick of seeing, even though Saltwater Madness. Make sure you're following his YouTube page. Me and him have planned to go fishing 3 or 4 times in the last month or 2, and it just never works out. Never works out. I'm just too busy. I got too much stuff going on. But BitHarvest made a big announcement that they have came out with their 5.0 Alpha 5.0s live. They were doing a 5.0 upgrade that all should have downloaded. I think it was Sunday. There's a bunch of new stuff. I have seen the new dashboard that they're working on, which it looks pretty cool. So some different little tweaks here and there, but there's a bunch of these updates. Another huge update was, I'm gonna talk about a little bit more when I get to the grass section, but for those who have seen my previous videos, I've seen anything to do with grass now has a grass node. Again, I'll keep my comments about that till I get to grass. I don't want to bash them in the middle of the bit harvest thing, but the grass node, you're supposed to be making more, I'm gonna call it points, because you're not making anything with grass right now, more grass points with the node, like 1.25 or 2.0 rewards. To do the grass node, the new grass node with Bit Harvest, you have to go into your Bit Harvest dashboard, uninstall your current grass project, whatever you want to call it. Once that's done, you have to go into grass and you have to go into your projects and then basically install grass again. That will install the new grass node. You put your username, password in it, and be done with it. So grass, I'm also hearing through grapevine, they're looking at adding more projects. People are requesting more projects. So, they're moving. Also, y'all know that not financial advice. I've also been purchasing the token, especially when the price was way down. Prices kind of stayed steady for right now, but this is a way to support them. I have purchased some of that in the past also. So moving on, we're going to Fry. One thing about Fry is they had a FIP 006 that passed, landslide. We talked about last week, they were talking about they were going to make you burn Fry to be able to verify, and people basically lost their minds. So now they've started to where, or they've voted to where you can stake your fry to verify. One good thing also is, and again, I will give comments, I mean, you know, positivity when positives do. Fry is now on CoinMarketCap. Y'all know that I was complaining before that this project's been out for way too long for not being on CoinMarketCap. They had an announcement that they're now back on CoinMarketCap. And hey, they had a pretty decent jump. I will give them that. They were at 0.009 last week. They are up 35%. This says they are down, but I don't remember them being this high. So I don't know what's up with that. I don't know if that's something to do with the coin market cap thing. I don't know. You know, we can see what CoinGecko says. No, CoinGecko says in the last 7 days for the week, it's up. And this is where I remember that 0.007 to now being up here. 001. So I think that's a good thing. Fry's got a little positivity to it, and it's nice to see some positive momentum in that project. Grass, I'm up to 3 million in grass. Grass has, again, like I say, in these new nodes, that's what they're pushing right now. I still feel the same way. There's no tokenomics at all. You still don't know who's behind the project, but hey, there are a lot of people in grass. I have a referral link. Grass is all about referrals. You get a bonus, I get a bonus, that kind of stuff like that. And the more people you give it out to, the better you also do. So if you think about getting in grass, again, it's another free project. I'm not putting grass on any projects, I mean, on any devices that are on a home network or that I pay bills with or anything like that. However, because I got 5 different machines running BitHarvest, those are all on separate networks, I'm running grass on those, and that's how I'm getting my grass. So no talk about mainnet or anything like that, but you know, we'll see what happens with it. Again, if you're interested in grass, use my code that's below and help each other out. I am researching. I saw a video yesterday by passive crypto mining, and he talked about this SkyX or whatever it is. I'm still doing some research on it. It's another project doing weather and moisture in the ground. They eventually put on doing and stuff like that. Miner's not even available yet. You have to order it now. It won't be here till Q4. But the miner is a decently priced at like $130, $140 with a discount code. So it might be worth taking a chance. So I am doing some research on SkyX, if that's what this is even called. And, you know, we'll see how that goes. So other than that, it has been an exhausting long day. I still want to do this video, but I've been slammed at work. That's what happens when you take 13 days off of work, 12 days off of work, whatever it was. And it's already 7 o'clock. So I know this video is going to be long. I got to get to editing it. It might not be Tuesday until I can get it out because I want to put chapters in it. Because I know if I don't put chapters in it, a lot of people are going to complain. So it takes a little bit longer. So I appreciate everybody who has stuck around this long, who's watched the video, and trying to do some more videos with a lot of news coming out. I know WINGBITS has even more stuff they're coming out with. They're telling me to get ready, and that should be a lot of stuff coming out too. I know BitHarvest is coming out with some more stuff too. You know, a lot of these projects, this is just getting hot, one after the other, one after the other. CHIRP's got some more stuff coming out. Soarchain, we're talking about them, you know, with stuff. They got mainnet testing coming in 2 days and stuff like that, the testing of it. So a lot of stuff coming. So we'll see what happens. So thank you all for watching, and see you all in the next video.